traveler in Paimon.
No, just strange for him to not be around.
I see. He was called away by Альбедо a little while. If you need any help, just call my name.
Thanks. No worries, we're all clued.
I guess it's no surprise coming from the one who repelled Storm Terror. Actually, since it's you...
There's that name again. Альбедо. You and Timaeus...
Apologies. I never introduced him. Альбедо is the Knights of Favon...
But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching him.
Yes. He's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guide...
Wow! Paimon didn't know he was...
Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. I'm sure that Альбедо would love to hear about your incredible Альбедо is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure. I don't see why not. Testing the limits of living beings capable... Альбедо and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for... Sorry. That's the best I can do.
Hey, stop worrying. We got... Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets that... Anyway, let's go and look for Альбедо.
Sister Rosaria! So here you are!
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got...
But this event has commemorative significance.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hope...
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit...
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you said... who knows?
Huh? Well, that...
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feeling. Don't fret. Nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was... But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister...
I thought I heard something. Who are...
We better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church.
Wait, she heard that? Paimon...
And as for this outlander you seem to be following, the honorary knight that saved us from Storm Terror. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you.
What? Do the Sisters of
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? What?
That doesn't sound right.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his... Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm.
So, are you all...
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these I couldn't care what you think. Come on then.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight. Speed of light. Everyone hold in. Boom, boom. Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around any. The views and scenery here are pretty good.
But can't he see those hilichurls? Uh-oh. Looks like he startled them. Enough talk! Let's take them out of the picture first! Boom boom! Grow! Speed of light! Hey!
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been ashamed to leave these.
What's up with painting hilichurls? What makes...
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail! But...
You can find these hilichurls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indicator.
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for... what a weird...
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprise. But back to the point. From her
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said...
I see. So Sucrose sent you. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary... I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance... forgive me. This must be confusing.
Whoa! You wanna start...
You're right. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Help.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out...
I beg to differ. I'm unable, but you're not from the known world. By observing and research...
shall we just get out of here? This sounds all...
It's possible. But I will do everything. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going.
Альбедо and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mon?
Motion to compel! Paimon has a question.
I don't know. But I feel the importance of using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that after awakening. Even create...
No! Paimon's got a brain! But what...
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious...
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say occasionally... The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ask. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? Fascinating. And...
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap? And another thing, it's Paimon!
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Oh, that rules out that possibility. But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick.
Hey! How would you know?
In that case, It would appear that there's no obvious difference between... Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in her research, it seems that... Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to...
Huh? Doesn't seem...
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we...
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself.
Let's dance! Everyone hold hands!
Don't blink! Huh? With sword comes shadow. Incinerate! Speed of light! Motion to compel! Inadmissible evidence!
Committed to memory! I'll protect us! La 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 la!
Boom boom! Motion to compel! Boom boom!
Let the show begin. Oh.
Incoming! Hey!
Growl, growl, growl!
Incinerate!
Committed to memory.
Don't blink! Nowhere to hide. Boom boom!
It's a jury.
Incoming!
Sharing my knowledge. Go, Barbara.
Speed of light! Cut to the chase!
Growl, growl, growl.
Don't blink!
This may turn. Let's dance.
Motion to compel!
The law has loopholes.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the... If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the now that we know that the external flow is manifesting
Internal flow? How do
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that, if the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness.
And in the...
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary... Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved, but just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for... Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, it's a type of ore known as star silver. But I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some... All going to plan. We should be able...
Paimon's still got a few... Let's keep our eyes open. Let the show begin. Ready, steady, go!
Incoming! With sword comes shadow.
Grow!
Don't blink.
Commit to memory.
Inca, boom boom.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added them while we are waiting. Have a look over here. My assistant Tamea's here is helping me with my research.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your...
Whoa! Look at all the data!
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses, perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic... consider. You don't have... Following this line of thought, I'm sure...
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. A cryoregisvine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. In that sense, things might get...
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world...
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so... Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more.
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience...
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as...
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to...
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of effort. People are the same, they can understand, empathize. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. But a peculiar person... For example, a human can't understand the life. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going to Timaeus. The results of the new experiment are out. If...
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me.
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever.
You can count on me, sir.
Is he trying to join the Knights? What Paimon meant to say was...
Before we can proceed with our if you're interested, why not have a look around?
Here comes Альбедо! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences, but take Tevat, for example. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to... So, leaving elements to one side. I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. No. You shan't be... Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it. That was your best effort?
What's with the disappointment?
Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for... I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. I suppose I have a curiosity. Anyway, why don't you cook us...
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more meds.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also...
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay,
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the result. If there's anything left over.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
That was fast. Look... An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Unless... Could it be that...
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. And here's your portion. Enjoy.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so... And you're right, we are good friends. You have good...
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. There are all manner of alchemical items here. keeping them in their proper place is a challenge. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go get—
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight! This must be electrohypostasis powder! The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it!
Goodness, you managed to. I'm wondering. This.
Yep, guess it does.
Unfortunately, though element only a never before seen otherworldly power.
You mean we fit?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your in essence, the differences between humans are reflected in looking out from where we're standing. Can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there. So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here? Then I shouldn't get too excited. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please.
Still in one piece! Good thing the vials... Motion to compel! You want us to jump?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method that, whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna...
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then if you would, please, I eagerly...
Wait a minute! While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing... emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily...
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, If it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, if the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then the innumerable possibilities that this could present...
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few gold, petrified trees. The essence of the investigative process is I'm willing to pour all my energy into research. And yet all these things that start out as objects of fascination end up
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because...
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me. Now, before we head back to the campsite, follow me. There are some other ruins. I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action. A tried and tested adventurer, I see. So, let's see you in action.
Didn't keep you waiting, did I? Brace yourselves. Incinerate! Barbara, go!
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
It's jury. Hey! Explaining things is fine! Committed to memory! Hey! Motion to compel! Incoming!
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be... What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some... There's still a lot to learn about them. And let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over...
Another thing for the don't understand. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta...
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing... Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's...
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced...
You!
I most certainly did not. And I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps...
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway...
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential...
So... what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your moment. I've investigated everything else.
But we don't even know what they...
That much is true. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, which is what I was hoping, I would have been one very...
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Альбедо, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So, Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh.
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get time for the results? We got a myriad of data today. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you...
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me, the only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar. But after I observed, imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from is not nurturing otherworldly life, also nurturing the... It would seem that...
Paimon thought, with all our efforts...
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. A short life can be well lived. So, do you understand what I meant about us...
Don't be sad, Альбедо. Paimon really wants to be your...
Thank you both. Even if dispelling... Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the future, if the need arises, well... I made a point throughout of telling him how open... What was that sediment I saw forming at... Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections. But those... If, one day, I lose control, can I rely on you to stop me?